There is a very specific kind of silence that no one prepares you for. Not the silence after a fight, not the silence after a funeral. I'm talking about the silence at the dinner table. The night after you've told your wife that the man she shared a bed with never fully lived there.
You forgot to mention the part where I still passed you the salt. And you still asked me if I liked the food? And I said, it's good, because there is no recipe book that tells you what a woman is supposed to cook the day after her marriage dies. But her husband continues breathing across from her.
That silence. That's the one I mean. People love a simple story. He lied. She suffered. He left. End of movie. Roll credits. Bad gay husband. Poor innocent wife. But it's never that simple, is it?
No. If it were that simple, I'd just throw your clothes out the window, cut all your ties in half, and post something vague but dramatic on Facebook.
You thought about it.
Of course I did. I'm human, not a saint. But I also had children sleeping in the next room. I had a mortgage. I had in-laws. I had Sunday service. I had a world built on your last name. So no, I didn't burn it down. I sat in it, like good women are trained to do.
And I sat in it too. For years, I sat in a body that didn't fit, in a sexuality that I was taught to fear, in a marriage that I loved in some ways and betrayed in others, long before I ever touched another man.
That's the part nobody wants to hear. They want to know, when did he start cheating? They never ask. When did he start disappearing? Let me explain something for the record. Finding out your husband is gay is not the same as finding out your husband is seeing someone. If he cheated with another woman, I could compete. I could ask, what does she have that I don't? Maybe she's thinner, maybe she cooks better, maybe she laughs at his jokes. It would still hurt, but at least we're playing on the same field. But when your husband is attracted to men, what competition is there? Should I grow a beard? Bench press more? Talk deeper?
I always loved your voice.
I know you did. That's why this hurts in such a particular way. Because when you told me the truth, it felt like I lost a game I never knew I was playing, with rules I never got to read. Everyone told me, it's not your fault, and my brain believed them. But my heart stood in front of a mirror and asked, why wasn't I enough to be chosen?
You were never the problem.
I know that now, but you have to understand. For a woman, so much of her identity in a traditional marriage is built around being the chosen one. The wife, the mother, the partner, and suddenly, I wasn't the chosen one. I was the cover story.
Here is the part where I'm supposed to defend myself. Explain how I grew up hearing that God loved everyone, except me. Explain how every sermon was a reminder that my heart was a crime. Explain how the equation was always, be straight equals be loved. Be honest equals be alone.
You don't have to defend yourself, but you do have to tell the truth.
The truth is, I tried. I tried to be the husband the church wanted. I tried to be the son my parents could brag about. I tried to be the man everyone expected. And I tried so hard, I almost convinced myself. Do you know what kind of performance that is? Years of acting. Hollywood deserves an apology. I was doing method acting in a middle-class living room with no budget and no Oscar.
You did commit, though.
Oh, I was committed, baptized, married, and emotionally repressed. The Holy Trinity.
You can laugh now. But I remember the nights when your body was next to me and your soul was somewhere else.
I thought if I loved you hard enough, it would cure me.
That's the tragedy. You didn't lie to hurt me. You lied because you were terrified.
I lied because I was more afraid of God than of losing myself.
And somehow we still both got hurt.
There are patterns in stories like ours. They repeat. Let me walk through 3 of them.
Go ahead. I'll correct you if you sound too innocent.
In some marriages, she knows, maybe not on the wedding day, but eventually, there's a drawer of secrets they both pretend not to open. They stay together. They raise kids. They become roommates with rings. The romance quietly retires.
And the sex life moves to a museum. You remember children. Here is where your parents used to be intimate. The exhibit is closed now, but the memories are well preserved.
They find a way to negotiate reality. Unspoken agreements. Sometimes he explores discreetly, sometimes he doesn't. But the price is always the same. Someone's heart lives on mute.
And usually that someone is both of them.
Then there's the one where she finds out and says the most terrifying sentence in the world, "If you love me, you'll stop."
That's the sentence I could have said. But I didn't. Because I knew something no one admitted out loud. You can't ask a person to stop being who they are. You can only ask them to hide it better.
So the husband tries, he deletes the apps, he blocks the numbers, he prays more. He joins a men's group where they all pretend to be addicted to porn and lust, but never say the word gay.
And for a while it works. The fear works. The guilt works. And then little by little, it doesn't.
Because repression is not a cure. It's a delayed explosion. And when it finally goes off, it hurts more people and destroys more trust than if the truth had been told earlier. And then there's the ending everyone fears. The truth comes out. She can't stay. He can't go back. The marriage becomes a crater. This is where the world loves to pick sides. Poor her. Brave him. Selfish him. She should have known. Everyone becomes a judge with no context, and nobody sees what it really is. Two people standing in the ashes of a life they both tried to build, with the wrong set of tools.
I didn't want everything to end in court. I didn't want to destroy you financially. Yes, and some women do, out of pain, out of the feeling of being used. And honestly, I don't judge them, because when your reality collapses, revenge looks a lot like justice. But in our case, I chose something else. I chose to leave with my dignity instead. Let me be very clear about what I lost. I did not just lose a husband. I lost a narrative. I lost the story where we grow old together, where we sit at the same table at our children's weddings, where we pretend to argue about retirement plans. I lost the right to call you my person, without footnotes. I lost time. You got to discover yourself in your 40s. I had to rediscover myself in my 40s, not because I wanted to, but because I had no choice.
You had every right to be angry with me.
I was. But anger is heavy, and I still had to carry the kids, the bills, the emotional labor. I couldn't afford to be angry full time, so I made a deal with myself. I would allow my heart to be broken, but I would not allow it to be bitter. Because if I stayed bitter, then I would be punished for your lie twice. Once in the marriage, and once for the rest of my life.
You never deserved any of this. People think that when a gay man comes out and leaves his marriage, he just celebrates new life, new freedom, new men, new body at the gym. And yes, there is a kind of second adolescence, a dizzy kind of liberation. But none of that erases the guilt of knowing that my freedom was built on the ruins of someone else's expectations.
You didn't ruin my life. You ruined the script. There is a difference. I got a different life than the one I ordered. But I'm still here. I still laugh. I still wake up. I still exist outside of being your ex-wife.
I'm grateful for that.
You should be, because I could have spent the rest of my days telling everyone, he ruined me. Instead, I chose to say, he lied to me. It hurt. I healed, and I moved on.
That sounds almost merciful.
It's not mercy, it's self-respect.
If there is a villain in this story, it's not you. And it's not you either. The real villain is the system that told me, marry a woman or God won't love you. The culture that told you, a woman without a husband is incomplete.
The real villain is the silence. The don't ask, don't tell inside the home. The sermons that talk about sin, but never about shame. The families that would rather have a miserable married child than a happy, honest one.
And in the middle of all that, we tried to build a life. For a while, we even succeeded, just not in the way we originally imagined. To the men watching this who are in my position, you owe her the truth, not the version of the truth that makes you look noble, the real one. I was afraid. I didn't know how to live as myself. I loved you in the only way I knew, but it was never the way you deserved. You owe her an apology that doesn't send her your pain.
And to the women watching this who are in my position, you do not owe him the rest of your life as emotional collateral. You do not owe him staying because he suffered too. You are allowed to leave. You are allowed to stay. You are allowed to be confused, to be kind, to be furious, to be done. You are allowed to rebuild.
Healing is not payment, it's your right. People ask me sometimes, do you still love her? The answer is yes, but not in the way I once promised. I love her the way you love the only person who truly saw you drowning, long before you ever learned to say you couldn't swim.
And people ask me, do you hate him? The answer is, no. I don't hate him. I hate what fear did to him. I hate what shame did to us. I hate how many years we both lost pretending. But him? I made peace with him. Because I needed to make peace with myself.
If you're a man watching this and you are still in that marriage, this is not a push for you to run away. This is a plea for you to stop lying. To yourself, to her, to the children who feel the tension even when no one says a word.
If you're a woman watching this, and you've just found out, breathe. You are not foolish for trusting him. You are not stupid for not seeing it sooner. You are not less of a woman because he is gay. You are not a consolation prize. You are not practice for his real life. You were his life, until he finally decided he wanted to live his own. Both are true. Your pain is real. His struggle is real. And the world is too impatient to hold both truths at the same time.
But here, in this space, we are trying.
Because someone has to say it. Closets don't just trap the people inside them. They cast shadows over everyone who loves them.
And the bravest thing we can do is not just come out, but look back and say, I'm sorry for the years you lived in my shadow. You deserve sunlight too.
And the bravest thing the women can do is answer, I will not spend the rest of my life standing at the door of your old closet. I'm walking toward my own light now.
May we both find it.
Separately. And finally,
Man and woman, freely.